Aquarius, there's a lot that we go through in life, and we can either let it make us or break us. And you are not going to break. But something very valuable has happened, and that is something that has made you exceptionally aware and wise, to the understanding of things, the difference between pretext and truth. Now, you don't always have to make a big deal of it. You don't always have to make a big fuss of it. And in so many ways, I think that you are very, very aware of something that's been going on underneath the surface. And you're just sort of watching it to see it play out. Sometimes there can be this beautiful sense of catharsis in not having to make a statement, in just really recognizing that not everybody needs to know, right? So it's working. That if I had to summarize your energy right now, it's not everybody needs to know. Maybe no one needs to know. And it's happening to you and through you. So there is definitely something that you are knowing and understanding and finally realizing, maybe for the first time, maybe even watching currently, because you understand or know where it's coming from. And it's almost like you have the down low on it. You understand it. You get why it's happening. You're just letting it play out. But there's also this sense of, okay, I don't want to react to it. I'm not all about the drama. I want to let this teach me, but I also want to let it inspire me. And there is something that really has inspired you to work quietly, something that you're working on quietly. I don't know if it's a project or if it's yourself, but there's an energy healing about you right now that has decided to prioritize who you are above all else, decided to learn and decided to grow despite what people may think or say about you. You don't want the commentary, and it's nobody's business. So ultimately, there is this wonderful strength that comes from nobody knowing. And you're getting that wonderful feeling of strength by having that beautiful little secret that you're keeping inside of you. And no, this video does not expose what that secret is, but ultimately it is empowering you. It's making you feel strong in a position that, you may feel very weak in because something has disappointed you. And there's a time that you kind of just have to feel like, I have to let go. This is just not the right. I have to let go. I know I have to let go. It doesn't mean that you're completely willing to let go now or that you're ready. But ultimately, there is a beautiful, sense of peace that's coming with the idea of having to let go of something. Sort of like watching and realizing, trying to make peace with something. That's what I kind of want to say, trying to make peace with something. And yes, it is something that was some sort of treachery, some sort of betrayal, something that would have hurt you, harmed you, or made you sad, something that sort of stalled where you were so excited about it and it was supposed to take wing, but it never did. Just a sense of, but it's teaching you about who you were dealing with. And that's what I'm saying. It's almost like stepping back and saying oh, I got you now. I got you. Because now I'm realizing and recognizing what's really going on and the real shit behind the story. And ultimately there is that beautiful sense of, I'm not going to rush things. I'm not going to push things. I don't think it's a blessing. I don't think it's a blessing in disguise. I don't think it's like that. I think, because I was going to say maybe Jesus just saved your life, but no, I don't think it's necessarily that you don't want an opportunity, but you're getting wise to the process. You're starting to understand what's really how things are motivated, what motivations people work on. And you're educating yourself. So this education that you have, this knowledge that you're building, won't let you be stupid or blind to something that you're seeing in front of you, even though somebody thinks that in some ways you're so caught up with what you're doing or what you're excited about that they can sort of like put one over on you in front of you. But like intuitively you understand and you know what's really happening and what's really going on. And that's the root of the entire reading. This card signifies that you have a feeling, you have an intuition, you have a knowledge, you know what's really happening, or you're looking into what's really happening. And once again, this is a very secret, it's not secretive, no, it is. It's secretive, but it's very silent. Let's put it that way. There's a mentality of shh. I'm just gonna watch from here. You know, being so silent that maybe somebody forgot you were in the room. And that's empowering you, not to necessarily walk out of the room, but to basically understand the room better. Put yourself into a better position than you were before, just because you know more. I think things are going very well for you. Financially, the fish card came up, and this is abundance. Expect powerful change, especially to your finances, which is fucking awesome. You're very close to achieving your goal. It's always hardest right before we achieve our goal. It's always hardest right before we break through. But this is an inevitable breakthrough. And it's definitely going to improve your financial situation because you show up in your own reading. Show the world the real you. So you are definitely working on something. There's some sort of energy here, something that you have been working on, but you don't really want to share it with the world right now. But I can tell you right now, it is going to be profitable for you. It is going to be, hi guppies, hi. It's going to be like bountiful. It's going to work out. You're working on this. And you know what? What I love about this energy is you wanted to keep it private and you didn't want to like share it with everybody. And you've just been working at your own pace. You've not been rushing yourself or pushing yourself. And it's because of that it's almost like you've been aligned with faith this entire time. And because you're aligned with faith, there's an abundance that's building. There's also healing. I think that there's this week is very big on healing. So this could be a wonderful sense of purging for you. It's helping you purge. It's helping you kind of like wring out all the poisons or all the toxins in your body, working on something. You could even be taking like classes or taekwondo, you know, like getting yourself back into shape and not telling anybody about it because you don't want the pressure. You don't want to announce to everybody, look I'm dieting. You don't want that. What you want is just to sort of like do you and let people think what they will. Come back to the center. This is touching at the root of who you are. Something that it's very personal to you. And maybe that's why you haven't wanted to talk about it or sort of be seen right now. This could also be coming back to the source or getting something back that belonged to you if you've been looking for it. Practice daily. And that's what I'm sensing. There's something going on in your life that you're like working on. This is like physical. You're physically working on it. You could actually, in some cases, be working on, I don't want to say pregnancy, but it could be for some of you because there's a womb image in this card. So there is a sense of maybe taking fertility treatments because the fish has to do with fertility. So there's just this sense of maybe people don't know that you were going through this, but you are going through this in your family, your husband or your wife, you're working on it together. There's just this sense of trying to bring fertility. And look at Sun in the Rain is here. So this is about fertility and trying to make something happen. Bring something to life, which could be a project or could be a literal person, but you have been working on it and you've been working on it in silence because you didn't want the attention or the focus. You didn't want the distraction. You didn't want the input from the peanut gallery. Sun in the Rain is really about like channeling your energy and using your body, doing something with your body to manifest abundance. So, hello. Deep meditation as well. You've been doing this for a while, you've been engaging for a while, and it's been going very slowly, and you've been allowing it to take all the time that it needs. You don't want to rush this. Wisdom is a slow moving blessing. So you've gained this wisdom and you've worked very hard on it. Sort of a sense of taking your time to learn every little nook and cranny of something. It's really interesting energy, because it's all about enlightenment, and it's all about the next stage of your life. Something about a book and a crossroads. So especially if you're working on or writing something, there's just a sense of there's a turning point, right? Stork and the moon. It's a quiet change. It's definitely change. Transition. Allowing your emotions to change. Finding a way to, finding out different through practice, through not only through practice, but through education, you're finding a way to change yourself spiritually. And that's why I think you're working on something, or you're doing research on something that's literally changing your life. Remembrance is about your soul purpose. You have 11 here. Like remembering what you were divinely instructed to do, or why you were put on this planet. Like that's what remembrance is, remembering your soul self, or getting back to the truth of you. So all of this could very well be like writing a memoir, or there's just that kind of energy, and it may not be something so literal. And that's why I want to get into the spirit messages. Awakening, which 11 represents too. 11 represents the energy of awakening, but awakening your heart. And so I feel like there's a major inspirational breakthrough that's happening now for you. Let's see what the spirit guides have to say. Aquarius. Animal spirit messages for Aquarius. Something in the past. You've been working on this a long time, because B came out in the past, which means that there's some abundance that's going to start coming in from something you started working on a long time ago. Major abundance coming in. Oh, come on. What is going on? That's very frustrating. It's like everything was really good in the beginning. It's like very hard to stick with something when you run out of financial resources. But this is the sense of having a great deal of abundance. You worked very hard and you had a great deal of abundance. And so you started from a place of abundance because you had the finances or the resources there. You're starting from a place of abundance. I said that 5,000 times. I'm sorry. You see clearly. So this is seeing something. It's almost like seeing the truth of something, getting wise, because you have 2 wisdom here. It's like even though there was so much abundance, you saw something that you didn't like. You realized that there was some sort of fakeness in what you were looking at. Even if it was you thought to be a breakthrough or going to be the biggest opportunity of your life, you recognized and realized, I don't like the stuff that they're up to. When I actually look at the truth of the situation, I don't like what I'm seeing. Because wisdom speaks to, you really know. You know what's really going on. You see it clearly. This is both very Aquarian energy. Know your worth. Yeah, something was stinky, trying to cover itself up. And it was false. There was falsehood here. And it's the sense of like, not allowing yourself to be degraded, by being a part of it or by participating in it. Our central energy is Libra energy, trying to make things okay by just blending in and trying to move forward, but you just couldn't do it. They were stuck. They were stalled. And there was maybe a stall, a universal stall, something that just wasn't moving forward. Communication started to unravel. Things were not coming together. Embrace the in-between, and life is speeding up. A sense of being stuck in the in-between. So there was a definite like spiritual pause on this. I think for the purpose that it wasn't meant to be. See, this collaboration drained your energy, which is not healthy. So this is the star card, your card, truth, shining bright, being a star, public recognition. It got caught up in the works though. Be here now. This was supposed to be a very beautiful moment for you. A very beautiful time. Might have been back in Libra season where something was supposed to expand and grow, but there was something shady or shifty. And if you remember, there was a full moon around that time too. So there was something shady or shifty that wasn't being seen, that was kind of like skulking in the darkness. Maybe hidden emotions or feelings that you were keeping to yourself, fears that you were not sharing with anybody else. You were just trying to like look at the good side, look at the bright side. That's what you wanted to do. You wanted to look at the beauty of the moment instead of sort of intuitively what you understood. You were really psyched about something. Hold on. What I tell you, when the spirit messages start, shit starts to get real. So there was definitely something happening, transactions happening, you working on something that you were keeping tight to your skin, or like something, yeah, like, because this is Scorpionic energy, time to let go. Time to let go and release the magic. Time to, no. I'm sorry that it's foggy. Watch your words. You were working on healing yourself, but you kept it to yourself. You didn't want to say anything or reveal too much because you felt like you would reveal too much. This is impatience, Piscean energy. Impatience. Being ready to just like let it happen already. You were holding your tongue about something and you were disappointed about it. You were holding your tongue about something that you were disappointed about because it's almost like somebody kept throwing bullshit in your face. Somebody just kept throwing you another excuse, another reason, another excuse, another reason to delay, to stall. And it was never going anywhere. Like how long are we going to stall? How long are we going to be stuck here? How long am I going to be waiting for things to start to blossom? There was like, in other words, I think that's what clued you into something going wrong or something not being kosher, like being on the up and up, because ultimately there was just a sense of, you keep blowing steam in my face. You keep telling me stuff, but it's not happening. There was a stagnation. There was being stuck. There was something sort of submerging itself instead of coming out. There was also a sense of somebody teasing you, that things were going to happen, but nothing ever happened. They were sort of stalled. This is being stuck in the past. Like creativity was stalled. Production was stalled. And I think it had to do with suffering or pain or sorrow or difficulties or struggles that people were having behind the surface that they didn't want to talk about. But ultimately, you knew something was up because this was a partnership that just wasn't functional. It was a partnership that was draining you. Ooh. And that's in some ways sort of like what you're trying to heal from right now. you were far, far from where you wanted to be. Maybe this had something to do with something that took you out of the home, something that took you away from home, something that took you away from your family, and you gave up time, or like you gave up time, something that removed you or something valuable from your family. There was just this sense of something not being where it belonged and feeling that disconnection. What's the matter? What are you doing? What are you doing? My dog is acting really weird. Yeah, you really did feel disconnected and like a fish out of water. You knew people weren't being on the up and up with you. And you could almost feel like them, I'm going to say this, feel like them laughing at you behind your back, as if that was okay. Because they were the ones that deserved to be laughed at. It wasn't you. They were the ones that needed to get their shit together. And this meant a great deal to you. You had such high hopes and expectations for this. But then there was just everybody, like people around. And that's what gave you the poor taste in your mouth. The way that they would behave, the way that they would disrespect you and not tell you what was actually going on, the way that they would make fun of you or say, talk shit or be light about a situation that really wasn't light. Why weren't these people taking it seriously? It's a good question. That's a good question. Let's find out in tarot. The link is below. I hope to see you guys over there. But first, I'm going to do some angel messages. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button and also ring that bell because I upload a new Aquarius specific video every single Wednesday. Also join me on my Instagram profile, born_without_boundaries, because I usually do a daily. I've been offline for a while because I've had a personal family tragedy, but I do a daily over on Instagram there, and I post a lot of daily content, and we can interact live over there too. That's really cool. And of course, the Vimeo or the extended videos are always available to you, and they're almost personal is what they do because they go into specifics. So once again, those links are always below, and you can subscribe over on Vimeo too if you want. You can actually have access to the videos a day before the link here comes up, just so you know. Truth. Yeah, tell me about it because that's what we're working in. The best way through the current situation is to just speak your truth. Contrary to what you may think, no one will be hurt if you express exactly how you feel. I think you know that no one will be hurt. I think you've realized now that these people don't have much respect for you. And so why are you keeping things to yourself? Right now, you're keeping things to yourself because you want the upper hand and you want to learn something. But ultimately, I don't think it's because you care about how you're going to make people feel that you're holding back. You just want the information to have the upper hand. And I understand that. It's a good play, but there is a definite loss of respect here. Archangel Sandalphon, I have heard your call for help. Your prayer will soon be answered. Okay, so you may have lost ground, but you have not lost faith. And what I love about that energy about you is that you realize that there's a difference between what Spirit wants for you and the shit that you're running into right now. You recognize that still spiritually, there's great things that are destined to happen for you. And there is. But ultimately, you just fell into, or the wrong people had access. And so there's a sense of maybe you need to restart, but ultimately, you still have faith, which is, I love that. Love. Oh, the heart of love is the heart of creation. All is possible through love. All is worthwhile for love. May all you think and feel reflect love's eternal truth. And there's truth. You hear that? It keeps repeating in this reading over and over again. So there's some sense of, I thought this was right, it was wrong, because now I see the lack of their integrity, I see the lack of the person's integrity, and it's just like you're ready to let go. You're just so done with being stuck because it's not truth, right? There's a sense of recognizing and realizing and feeling so strongly now that truth is out there and love is out there for you. So ultimately, you don't need to feel bad about this situation. It can't hurt you. Clarity. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in the blue of the sky. Feel a gentle breeze flow through you. There is peace. There is clarity. A magical healing has just taken place, a gift from your guardian angel. And that's sort of that meditative energy of you deciding, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to prioritize myself. I'm not going to let them know. Maybe I'm even going to ride this financial wave and just keep, egging off them and taking from them, because ultimately they kind of fucking owe me, to be honest with you. Precious gift. Friendship, family, and love are precious gifts. Do not lose sight of what is important. And maybe that's another strength, that you know that outside judgment doesn't matter because you know where you belong. Harmony. Disharmony occurs when we try to resist life's natural flow. Everything has its cycle. Every stage of life has its own unique meaning and purpose. Every day can be harmonious if we want it to be. How beautiful that energy is, because that's what you're deciding. So let's get into the nitty-gritty and figure out what they're actually up to. That link is in the description box below. I'll see you guys over there for tarot.